What's up, everybody? Today I am at a Love's truck stop at Sarkaxi, Missouri, and I haven't done a video in a while, so I figure with everything that's going on with the FMCSA and all of these driver accidents, I feel like I should put in my opinion, I guess. A lot of people are blaming foreign, non-English speaking drivers for being a danger on the road and screwing up the spot market for truckloads. They're not wrong. I mean, they're not wrong. Undomiciled CDLs are an issue in this country. Arkansas just tried to pass a English proficiency bill. The one I was hoping to get passed didn't make it, but they did pass something. I guess that helps. I mean, it's not going to put non-English speaking drivers out of service, but it's just going to fine them. I mean, big whoop, like, seriously, fuck. Also, another issue is these fly-by nights with stick-on MC numbers and DOT numbers. You know, like, they just go right on the website and just file for a DOT number, pay the $300, get a fresh one, just run that number into the ground, safety-wise, and then just go get another one. And that's even an even bigger issue. I'm all for the FMCSA needing to vet trucking companies, be more stringent with them. But they need to pull their heads out of their fucking asses and start enforcing the laws they already have on books. I mean, we're already, as truck drivers, we are all overregulated as it is. And they don't want to enforce the laws that actually matter, that are actually important. As for non-English speaking CDL holders, truck drivers being the issue with truck safety and highway safety, it's not wrong, but it's not entirely right. I mean, yeah, it is a major contributing factor, but the problem goes beyond. I mean, the problem goes beyond just the drivers. I mean, who the fuck is giving these people their licenses? I mean, simple as that. That's the real question. You know, I mean, they're not trained to drive in the United States. I don't even, whether or not they're trained to drive in their own country is still irrelevant, because this is a different country. Driving is different in every country you go to. So if they're not trained on American driving standards, then how can you expect them to hold themselves to American standards if they're not trained in them? And that's the sad part. Because, I mean, the FMCSA, or the Federal Motor Carriers Safety Administration, made it regulatory in law that all CDL drivers have to go through school to become a truck driver. One, these schools need to be held to standard. And two, I went to a truck driving school, and I'll be the first to tell you, they don't teach you a fucking thing. They don't. I went to a mega carrier's truck driving school. Did they teach me how to drive? Fuck no. They taught me how to pass the road test. That is it. That is it. Now, any truck driver will tell you that there's so much more to trucking. There's so much more to operating this equipment than the little tricks and maneuvers that you have to perform in order to get your CDL. So schools need the truck driving schools in this country need to be held to standard. First off, and second off, they gotta stop. They're licensed manufacturers. They manufacture drivers who shouldn't be driving. I mean, look at this guy that killed an entire family in Austin, Texas a few weeks ago. He should have never been issued a license. Whatever truck driving school he went through should have denied him immediately. Shouldn't even have allowed him to take the road test because he doesn't speak or read English. But they just let him. They just gave him his license. And then he had to go to a DOT physician to get a DOT required physical done. A DOT required physical in order to drive interstate in this country. I have to take a physical every 2 years. That doctor, that fucking quack that cleared him, should have never cleared him to drive interstate because he does not speak English. So the problem goes way beyond. So I'll tell you right now, I mean, I am a supporter of American Truckers United because they're at least trying to do something to fix the problem. The other day, a couple of days ago, I got pulled into a DOT checkpoint in Oklahoma. You know, and I was sitting there, I was bullshitting with the state trooper for a bit. And I asked him his opinion on the Arkansas's bill for the making reading and writing and communicating in English a requirement, a law. And he wouldn't really give his personal opinion, but he did tell me that being that 70% of the drivers who come into his weigh station, who come into his office, into his actual office, 70% of them don't speak English. And he believes that if, based on his observation, if they took all of those non-English speaking drivers off the roads, it would decimate the trucking industry. So, on his thought, I'm looking at it like there's two things that I see with this. First off, 70% of drivers who get flagged and have to come into his office are non-English speaking. I don't know if that's an accurate number for the percent English speaking ratio for truck drivers in America, because you have to look at why are they being flagged and why do they have to come into his office? Why are they just not getting waved by? 9 times out of 10, there's something wrong with their truck, there's something wrong with their DOT number, or there's something wrong with the markings on the vehicle. Us English speaking or American truck drivers, one, we know and we understand what is required for our equipment. We know and understand what the law is for proper markings to make sure our tags, our license plates are visible. So we don't get flagged as often because of that, because we know what our truck is supposed to look like. We know what is required to get through a DOT weigh station. And 9 times out of 10, we just drive right through. We'll hit the scale and we'll just keep going, because there's nothing wrong with our truck. Our tandems are properly distanced. Our DOT numbers are clearly visible. Our MCs, our company logos, all visible. Our license plates easily read by the cameras and the computers. So there's no reason for us to stop and go in. I mean, except for those random inspections, we just fly right through. Foreign drivers, not so much. I mean, I've seen a lot of foreign trucks with some really sketchy fucking signs on their trucks, and they're driven by foreign drivers. Hence, in my opinion, the reason why 70%, there's a 70 to 30% ratio on the foreign drivers that this officer sees. The second point that he brought up, that if that 70%, if those foreign drivers were taken out of service, it would decimate the trucking industry. I don't think so. I think there would be a fluctuation, definitely. There would be, and demand for truck drivers is gonna skyrocket, and I think that would be a good thing, because you take those foreign drivers off the road who are not qualified to drive. You take those off the road, you start vetting these trucking companies and getting rid of the fraud. Vetted truck drivers, safe truck drivers, professional truck drivers are going to be in that much higher of a demand. And in my opinion, that would be a good thing, because it would give us drivers better negotiating power when it comes to the spot market, when it comes to negotiating loads. Because how can I negotiate a fair price for a load when you got Sammy the Somalian with a sketchy ass DOT registered company that is sketchy out the fucking ass? He's willing to haul that load for $1 a mile or $1.50 a mile. How can I argue getting what I am worth out of that load when this guy is going to run it for dirt cheap? So I think it'd be a good thing. I honestly think it would be a good thing. I think the FMCSA needs to pull their heads out of their fucking asses and start doing their jobs, and start holding standards, holding themselves accountable, and keeping the standard of professionalism. Not just to improve the market, the industry, but also to improve public safety on our highways. But tell me what you think. Leave some comments, hit the like button, subscribe. More subscriptions will mean I'll start putting more videos. And don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, I want people to ask me questions. Anything. Anything. Ask me what life on a highway is like. Ask me about my about my grinder adventures. I don't care. But don't be shy. Just ask questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. And leave your comments, subscribe, and smash the like button.